everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. And I'm going to do, I haven't used this stamp set, this bundle yet, so I thought it'd be fun to get it out. And it's the Light and Wonder bundle, and it has that beautiful Aurora Borealis Designer Series paper. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to play with that. Fall's coming. The weather's starting to get so nice in Arizona right now. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. And like I said, the weather is getting so beautiful. We're still going to have a few warm days, I say, but I don't think we'll get to 100 anymore, which is nice. This time of year, is Jeff and I are always like, this is why we live in Arizona through the horrible summer, because of the fall and the winter and the little bit of spring we get. So yeah. So now the streets are also getting a little busier because we have a lot of snowbirds that come here wherever they come from, Canada or Illinois or all the cold places, right? So the roads are getting a little bit busier. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing because I'm going to do two projects today. So if you are new, Mimeograph Monday with a twist, excuse me, I'm going to do two projects. So the first one is the Stampin' Up! Version. So this can be in the catalog or the mini catalog. It can be an online item. It can be from a flyer. But it's just a Stampin' Up! Project. So I'm going to do my take on it, and then I'm going to do a twist. And this has been a really popular series, and it is fun. It's a great way to challenge myself if I'm having a little bit of like, oh, I can't just come up with something. Sometimes if you case something, it kind of like gets the wheels turning in your brain. So that's what's fun about it. Excuse me, I'm going to get a drink of water after I spin the camera. So if you are new, I'm in the chat room during the video premiere. Head on over there. I'll be there with my friends. Otherwise, if you have a comment or a question and you're watching the replay, leave it below. YouTube will let me know, and I can reach out to you. Excuse me. So close your eyes while I get my camera adjusted. So this is the Light and Wonder bundle. And this is so cool. And then it has the Lights of Aurora. If I can get this over here. This is the Lights of Aurora. And so it's got this really cool DSP. So the amazing artist at Stampin' Up! Drew that paper. And it's just really cool. So we're going to use that. And the die has like sceneries. So even, I'm going to keep this forever because this is a really, really cool die. And you will see why. So this is the card I'm going to do right here. And it gives me the Twilight vibes. I've been rewatching the Twilight, what is it, series or whatever. And I don't care how old I am, I still love that. I remember standing in line for like a long time waiting for the movies to come out because we would go to see them like the first day. All right. So now I could just put it on in my studio and watch it. Okay, so we are going to get started here. So the DSP kind was this one. And to me, it almost looks like a ghost. So I thought this would be really fun for Halloween too, right? You could put like a little ghost face there. But this is the paper. And then the card base is a basic white thick. Now you're not going to see this from the front because the Designer Series paper is going to get glued directly. So it'll get glued directly to the card. All right. And then I have a piece of basic black. So I just cut these both at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's the size of the card. And then I'm just going to take it over to my cut and emboss. And I'm going to use this die right here. So you've got a couple different kinds of trees. You've got mountains, you've got clouds, you've got water. I mean, you name it. You can do so much with this. All right. And then I'm going to take it over, and I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to cut it like this because I want it. I want the DSP to peek out of the top here, but I want to give myself plenty of room to do my greeting. So I'm going to go and die cut this out. Okay, so now that's all embossed. And then, or die cut. And then you just want to make sure, see all these little pieces? So sometimes you can just bang it on the table and they'll pop out. I also have a little brush. But you just want to make sure that these clean out so that when you do the die the next time, the paper's not stuck in there. So I'll clean that out after. All right. So we are going to do some heat embossing. So I need my Versamark pad. I have my little toolkit. This down. So I have my little toolkit, my embossing powder. I'm also going to take my little embossing buddy, and this just puts like a powder. It gets off if you have any like oils on your fingers or whatever. All right, and we're going to ink up with Versamark, and I'm going to ink this up like from the bottom up. Plug my heat gun in. Okay. All right. So we want, so I'm going to try not to talk too much while I do this because I'm going to do the Versamark and I want to have it stay wet long enough that I can add my powder. So we have the word light. And then I want magic. Because you're making a whole sentence. So I have magic. And hopefully I'm not hitting the light in the wrong spot. All right, and then this one is may your day be filled with. And it goes right up in that little nook that the trees make. And then I'm just going to pour my powder on. I'm going to let it sit on there a tad. And then just tap it off. So I got a little close to my magic, but you can still tell what it says. All right, now I will clean my tray up after. All right. So let's heat this up. So this is always a fun technique. If you're new to stamping, this is always an impressive thing to show people. All right, so we're just going to heat this up until you see it change. So it's right now it's kind of like a matte, and now you can see it's like it darkens up and it gets all shiny and beautiful. And then you know that you've set that powder. So if you do a whole bunch of these cards, the longer you use the heat gun, the faster it works. So, because this is, you know, I've done a few, so my heat gun was nice and hot. All right, now I am going to unplug it because I'm done with it right now. And it's just a good habit to get into because you really don't want to set your house on fire, do you? Because you might have, you know, an animal or something that hops up on your desk And next thing you know, they've turned it on by accident. All right, so we have "May your day be filled with magic and light." Now, if you can still see a little bit of that powder. So all I do is I just rub it on my jeans. I just rub it on my jeans, and it just clears that powder right off. All right, so now this is a really fast card, and it was fun to come up with my twist, which will take a little bit longer, of course. All right, now we're simply going to glue this right on here, but let's put it on here first. And I'm just going to use the green tip glue, and I've just put it in this press, because this is going to allow me to have a little wiggle room since we're gluing this DSP right on the same size. It just lets me have a little wiggle room before it sets up. Okay, so now you don't see the card back there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use our green tip glue, and we're just going to simply glue our trees on here. And I'm just going to put little tiny. Now, if you want, you could use, we have the foam adhesive sheets. You could use those, and then it would be sticky all the way around. But you just would have to be really careful when you're gluing it, because again, I'm gluing this tree thing, and it is the same size as the card. It's the same size as that DSP. So the green tip glue or the Tombow multi-purpose just allows me to have just a little bit of time before it sets up. So I'm just like pushing that on there. You know, give that glue a little bit of time to stick. We're also going to put some bling. All right, and we are using the frosted iridescent dots. These are so cool. Look at these. I mean, the camera does not do them justice. All right, so we're going to put a few on here. 1, 2, and then there's a big one. I like when we have multiple sizes of things. So we have one here and then one here. But see how simple that card is? But that paper just makes it look so cool. I love it. All right, so now let's do a little twist. This will be more my style. Okay, so for my twist, I thought we would have fun with Long Time No See, because these critters are so cute. Darling Dinos, which is my $1 million stamp set, and the die. So I pulled those out. All right, and speaking of, I still have a couple Long Time No See Class of the Mail kits all ready to go. So make sure you let me know if you're interested in that. All right, so now what I did, I wanted to do some different, obviously, because it's my twist. So I'm using the same basic white card base. All right. And I'm using different, I picked a different Aurora Borealis. All right. Now, I also did a different die, but I'll show you that in a second. All right, because I want to stamp my little dog. All right, we're going to stamp the little dog, and we're going to stamp him with the Memento. So stinking cute. So we're going to do a little fussy cutting. So we're a cute little dog there. Okay. I'm also going going to take, we have these journaling markers. They come in a 3-pack. And these are so fun to, because they play well with the blend. So you're able to kind of do some doodling or altering. So I'm going to have some fun with our puppy. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to give him some little, like an antenna. And we're going to turn him into an alien. I don't know if you watched Resident Alien. It was such a cute show, and I'm so sad that it's done because I really, really enjoyed it. All right, so we're going to color him. So he's going to be an alien. All right, so let me get my colors over here. So I have my granny. I have my black and my smoky. So we're going to make him be, you can say he's a real alien, or maybe we can just say he has a costume on. It's really up to you. All right, so I'm going to take the dark granny apple green, and we're going to color our dog green. So this is just dark granny. And then we will use our dark lemon lime twist to finish it up. This little dog is so fun. The whole set is fun. Okay, so I'm just mixing those two just to kind of blend out that line a little bit. And then we're going to give him, so it looks like he's got, you know, he just got off the spaceship. So he has his little uniform. I was going to say outfit. I'm always saying outfits for when Jeff watches football, and he's like, they're uniforms. All right. So he has his little outfit because he just got off the spaceship. All right, so there we've got our cute little dog. All right, so now I'm going to take the basic black, and this is a light basic black because it's pretty dark. So I'm just going to put a little bit. And then I'm going to use the smoky, dark smoky, to blend it out a little bit. I don't use the dark much. I use it more for like splattering, just because it's pretty dark. All right, so I'm just going to put it under here, like that. All right, and then I'm just going to take the dark smoky and color in the rest, but I'm going to go into the black and try to soften it up a little bit. So since it's just going to be all gray, I'm just kind of coloring it every which way. Okay, and then I'm just going to go into here And, oh, I love that squeak of the blend. All right. So I'm just going into the black, and it's going to soften it, but it's going to give us a nice dark grayish. All right, so that looks really good. All right, now we're going to do some fussy cutting. So I'm just going to cut some of this extra away. It makes it a little easier to cut. So I'm just leaving a little white around. Isn't he so cute? And I'm going to make him even cuter. So hold your horses. Hold your puppies. We have the sweetest little cat. I think I told you. It's our neighbor's cat, but they have a dog, and she doesn't like the dog, so she pretty much stays here. So, and I'm fine with it. She's adorable. She's the sweetest cat I have ever seen. She like hugs on you and kisses on you. So you could hold your kitties too. All right, so I'm cutting around the antenna. So we have a little food dish out for her and water and I need to cut that tail. Hang on a second. And then cut the tail, and then we're going to make this cutie even cuter. Okay, so there's our cute little alien dog. All right, now the same marker, the same journaling marker, and like I said, they come in a 3-pack. So when I did the class, everybody got one. So this is actually, so see, this one is a bee. I turned the dog into a bee, and then look how cute he is as an alien. So I just had some really fun with him. All right, so I'm just going to take the little journaling marker, and we're going to add some cute little polka dots to our dog. And it just kind of gives him more of an alien look. Like he's he's coming to Earth as a dog, but he couldn't quite get rid of his whole alien-like skin. So I'm just putting some big dots, some little dots. A little one on this foot over here. Some on the little ears. And I'm going to do some like half, so they look like they kind of wrap around. So I like putting big dots and little dots. Okay, cute. See, does he look so cute? All right, so let's put a couple on his face too. I also want to put 1, 2, 3, and then they also look like the dog, where his whiskers would come from. All right, I don't want to put too many on his face because I don't want it to look like he's got like a whole bunch of eyeballs. So I think that's enough for his face. All right, but doesn't that look adorable? Oh my gosh. right, now I am going to take a gel pen. I can get it over here. And I'm going to take, and I'm just going to draw a line across the top here. And that just kind of makes this look like it's shiny, like, you know, his outfit is a little bit shiny. All right. So let's start with our card. So he'll just sit and dry there. All right, now let's bring the card over. So what I did was I did do an inside piece. So we're gonna put this for my seal here. So this is gonna go on the inside. We'll just trim right here. Okay, so it's going to go on the inside, and then the outside. So what I did was I did a mossy meadow. So this is going to go, here. So we're going to have more, we're not going to glue this directly to the front of the card like the other one. We're going to actually see the card, behind there. I did the different, hang on, excuse me. I did the different trees. So this even more makes me think of Twilight. So I did the different trees, and I just, we're just going to stack them. So they're like that. But I want to bring a little bit of something to the one in the front. So I'm just going to take a grid sheet, and I'm going to take my old olive pad, and I'm just going to drag it across. And I'm just dragging it across. Like, so it kind of looks like grass. I don't want it to be too dark. It is getting a little dark. But it just kind of gives it a little bit of a texture. All right, and I need to heat that up, but we're just going to let it air dry after I wash my hands. All right, hold on a second. That is messy. I mean, I love doing that direct too, but it is messy. All right, so I'm just going to take a Kleenex and rub off some of that because I did just ink up my pad. Alrighty then. So we're going to stamp a little bit more on the grass. So I have my little grass from my Darling Dinos. And I'm just going to stamp some little grasses here and there. Okay, did some sunflowers from my Darling Dinos. Now, if you don't have my Darling Dinos bundle, you can search for it in my store. It is online now, and because it was in the mini catalog before, but now it's just online. And if it will come up with a different number if you're just getting the stamp set, because I think now it's in the new packaging. All right, so this is just light lemon lolly. It doesn't take very long to color the sunflowers. So light lemon lolly. Then dark daffodil. I just thought it'd be fun to have the little puppy standing around with some flowers. All right, and then we're going to take 600. That was one thing I said when I helped design my set. I'm like, please, can I have a sunflower in my set? All right, and then this is 4. And they said, sure. This is 4. And then we'll put a little 2 right in the center. Okay. And then we'll color the leaves, and then I think we are ready to put our card together. All right, so this is dark granny. And dark lemon lime twist. Okay. Cute, cute. So let's bring our card over here. All right, so this is going to get stacked like that. So look how cool it is, because you've got that, you know, it looks like the grass and everything with all the hills. All right, so I'm just going to use the green tip glue again because it is the same size. So just like before, I want to have a little bit of wiggle room. So I just kind of go like that. And my fingers are probably dirty. All right. And then we have, this goes here. So it's the same way. It's going to have green tip glue. Now I could have popped this, but since I cut it the same size, it's a little better to put it on just with the green tip glue so it doesn't sit up too high. All right. But look how fun that scene is. Isn't that cute? And then this will get glued right on to there. And I will use my seal. So that's going to go right on there. And then that will go on here. So this card's going to have a few layers going on for sure. But I'm Canadian, so I'm a legal alien. So I kind of like this card with the alien and all. All right, so we are going to put this on here. So I like when you can kind of see the card behind. It's like a frame. All right. So let's put our puppy on. So we're going to put our dog on, and we're going to put him on with some dimensionals. Get him over here. And I'm going to put them kind of in the center here because I want to be able to put my sunflowers around. So I want to be able to stick them behind him if I want. He even looks cute on the back side, right? Like, this is so fun, and I have done this before where I colored like this, but I used this side, and then I just messed around with it, and it was like no line watercoloring. All right, so we have our cute little puppy. Cute little alien. And then let's take our sunflowers. And we're going to put our sunflowers on. And I'm going to cut up the side here for our stems, so that our stems have support as well. You just need a skinny little piece. And hopefully I cut it skinny enough. Okay. So let's put one here. We'll pretend he's talking to it. We'll be like, maybe he thinks that the sunflower is going to talk to him. All right. So let's put one back here. And then maybe one there. And you could, like I could die cut a bunch of them and put, you know, that would be cute to have a whole bunch. But I'm just going to keep myself under control and only do 3. All right. I'll add 20 more later. All right, so I'm just putting some white little dots. All right. And then this is going to go on the inside. Now, the greeting, I was like, well, what do I put for my greeting? So I grabbed wishing you a year of, let me get my scrap. So I have wishing you a year of, and I'm just going to use the memento. So wishing you, and I'll just fussy cut it out. So wishing you a year of, and I do have this punch. Hang on a second. I have this punch. Do you think this works? Well, let's find out. Ooh, it does. All right, so wishing you. Well, that was easy. All right, but I'm going to trim the bottom. All right. So wishing you a year of, and on the inside, I'm going to stamp wonder. Doesn't that sound cool to have it say wonder? Because, I don't know, it's just kind of magical. I mean, I have the word magic, but like, we'll wonder, is there aliens out there? Cute. I can even stamp a little flower right there. I'll color it later. You don't want to be here all day with me. All right, so we're going to stick that on the inside. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim. So that looks kind of cool, right? So wishing you a year of, and I might do that little dot, dot, dot like I always do. If it carries on, I'm going to go dot, dot, dot. Then it just kind of like finishes the sentence. All right, so let me put, now I chose different bling for this one. Just because he's an alien. All right, so wishing you. That looks cute. And if you wanted to do like a sun, you could even use that and put it behind here. But I didn't want to hide the aurora. Okay, so I'm going to use the holographic resin dots. And because he's an alien. So I'm just like, these look so alien. All right. So we're going to go, I'm going to put a few. One. I might even put one in the sky. Like that might be where he lives, right? Like this is his planet way up there. All right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 4. I need one more. I kind of like when they're clustered together. All right. But isn't that so funny? Wishing you a year of wonder. And like I said, I will color that. I'll color it now. Let's just finish this card already. All right, let me get my gray granite. Because I stamped it right on here. So I'm going to take my gray granite. And I could have stamped it down here too. All right. Then I'm just going to color it. Because then it's done. Because sometimes I go, oh, I'm going to color it later. Or I'm going to do whatever later. And then I stack it somewhere. I put it in the cupboard. And then when I go to actually use the card, I go, well, I never ever finished that card. Do you do the same thing? Or do you finish your cards all in one sitting? All right, so 600. 4. Now I probably should have colored this first. Hopefully it won't bleed through the back. And 2. And dark granny. And lemon lime. And some dots. All right. What a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. All right. So I think he is adorable. Nanu, nanu. All right. So this was Stampin' Up version. Beautiful, beautiful. If you don't have this bundle, I would suggest grabbing it because, like I said, you could use these trees, these scenes for so much. And, you know, it has, you know, the mountain ones, or you could just use them as hills. I love the clouds. The clouds look so real. So this is a really, 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 really fun bundle. Anyways, so here are the choices. And then like I said, I still have a few of the class for the long time no see. And you do the bunny, the bumblebee in that one. All right, but this just gives you another idea. I had a lot of people take my darling dinos. All right, so let me spin the camera so I can say, see you later, alligator. But I had, I think it was 55 people signed up for my darling dinos bundle. So there's at least 55 of you. I hope there's more than that actually ordered it. But there has been a lot of people have ordered it separately, not with the class. So you can always do the little sunflowers if you did the long time no see. But I just think he looks so cute. He is so cute. But I just had to do an alien dog. And with his little outfit on, you can do so much with it. I mean, I did so many cute cards. Where's that long one? Here's the long one that you do for the class. So look how cute he is. And I did the little polka dots on that one too. So, so yeah. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing so you're not here all day with me. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, and that will be at 3 o'clock, Arizona time, same channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.